I didn't warn you I was going to ask this, but this is going to be our final question for all of our guests. And you're kind of the first perfect person to ask the question to, because you did all this research of these past 100+ years of popes. And I have no idea what your answer is going to be. I don't even know, I think, what my answer would be to this question. But in your lifetime as a Catholic, you've seen a lot of pope moments. In your study of history, we have records of pope moments. Is there a favorite papal moment of the past 150 years that really stands out to you and impacted you, not as a scholar, not as a writer, not as somebody who works within the life of the church, but like just as a person who practices the faith? Is there a papal moment that stands out to you?
So many. I'm gonna pick a personal one.
Yeah.
I actually was studying abroad in Rome when Pope Benedict was elected. So I got to be in St. Peter's Square when he came out and greeted the crowds. And I realized like that there are very few people who get to be in
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
square.
Yeah.
Yourself being one of them. And I remember feeling the way that the papacy can connect people because like famously Romans are very like cynical about the church. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
not interested. But the way that people like literally just parked their cars wherever they were, whether it was in the
Yeah.
middle of the street or not, and just ran to St. Peter's Square and were there, people who maybe had not been to mass in years to celebrate this new pope. Um, and people from all over the world, you get to see in a special way this unity that comes from our global church. And while like it was an impactful moment for the church, obviously, in that we had a new pope, I think for me personally, one, it created a special connection to Benedict. You can probably tell that I like him a lot, but I liked him as a theologian anyway. And also, in that time I was studying theology in the middle of my degree, and it really gave me a sense of the not only the weight of the papacy for the man who takes it on, but also the movement of the spirit in the popes
Mm-hmm.
and in that tradition and that history that I've studied. And it really brought to life for me the human beings who were popes. And we've had some bad ones. We've had some great ones. We've had saints. But to really understand and see them as men who were trying to love Jesus for the most part and trying to do what was right for the church because they cared about people. And that I think is the beauty of our faith, is that it is eternal and timeless, and it is also deeply human and deeply incarnational in the
Mm-hmm.
moment that it's in. And I think that gives me a lot of freedom as a disciple to say, like, I am in the moment that I'm in. I am trying to love Jesus as best that I can, and I'm going to do the next right thing and pray the next prayer and do the next discernment, right, with the Holy Spirit, knowing that it is not just those big moments like the election of a pope or an encyclical that gets written, but the reason these men who are saints or who are so faithful are in this leadership position is because of their daily faithfulness to God. And I can be daily faithful to God as well.
Mm. It's beautiful.